Every year we are celebrating the Game Awards. So today I wanted to share my votes with you all to see what I will be voting for the Game Awards, and I want to hear your opinion and thoughts. Of course, this is for the very first time where I do a freestyle where you get to see exactly what I will vote, and I will argue particularly for what games I pick and why I pick them, and I will be going from the lowest category up to the highest category, which is the game of the year. So stick around until the end if you want to see what will be my vote. I am going all blindly, so I don't know exactly what are being picked, and I will try to be as honest as possible and put my own opinion in order for you to know why I actually picked this one. So the first one is Best Esports Event. I used to play a lot of League of Legends back in the days, and obviously my vote will be going for League of Legends because I want to continue to support the game developers for that game. I really love that game, and honestly I don't have enough time to play the game anymore, but it's still very close to my heart, and I wanted to share that with you all because, yeah, why not? If you are the type of player that plays a lot of multiplayers, you probably have heard about League of Legends. So my vote goes to League of Legends. Going next to Best Esports Coach. Personally, I don't know any of the esports coaches. I normally don't watch that much esports, and when I did watch, of course, it was something that I didn't really pay close attention, but because I picked League of Legends, I'll continue to pick League of Legends in this kind of case. Next, we're gonna have a Best Esports Team, and of course, as before, I'm quite predictable. I'm gonna go with JD Gaming, which is the League of Legends team sports. Of course, the other teams are great. If you're a Dota player or Valorant, they're also great, and Counter-Strike is crushing it right now on Steam. So yeah, if you're that team, for me personally, it's League of Legends, as I said, and I'm quite happy for them. When it comes to Best Esports Athletes, of course, we know Faker. The others, I'm not sure. Ruler, I know as well, but my vote will go for Faker because he is still considered as one of the greatest. His way of playing the game itself, and I don't know if he's playing other games, is incredible. I don't know how this man is actually capable of focusing so much on the screen and how he's actually moving. It's incredible. So he's a very talented esports player, so my vote goes to him. When it comes to esports games, of course, I will be voting for League of Legends because I want them to win, and I know that they've been crushing it for years, and I'm pretty sure that they are the biggest ones when it comes to esports. So yes, my vote will continue to go with League. You can hate me on that, of course. When it comes to content creators of the year, I don't know pretty much anybody except people make games, so my vote is gonna go with them. I don't think I've heard about the others. I'm really sorry about that, but yeah, that's where my votes are gonna go. Moving next, most anticipated games, and here is where I can dabble much more because I can talk about this game. So Final Fantasy, I haven't actually played a single Final Fantasy game, although I think this franchise is great. I'm not the qualified person to say that I'm waiting this one, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people will say that, and probably it's gonna get when it comes to that. Hades is a very interesting title. I really enjoyed the first one, but I didn't finish it, and I think it's a great game if you enjoy it. The second one is awesome. It has new characters introduced, so if you're into that, you obviously are gonna enjoy it. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. I played Yakuza 0, I finished it, and I really loved it, and to be honest, I would go for that. But there's something about Star Wars Outlaws because it's that open world, and to be honest, I really enjoy a lot of Ubisoft games. Tekken 8 is something that I haven't played. Tekken franchise I haven't really played, but I do like fighting games, although my vote is gonna go for Star Wars Outlaw. For best adaptations, we have Castlevania Nocturne. I haven't actually watched it. I've seen it while I was browsing. Gran Turismo, I've heard quite a bit about it. Not really that much my cup of tea. The Last of Us, I've watched the first season and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. The Super Mario Bros. Movie, I think it's as well a great competitor. So if I were to pick between the two, I'll probably say either Last of Us or Super Mario as being a great adaptation. Twisted Metal, I haven't heard much except the fact that it's kind of strange and in a fun way. I never played the game, so I cannot really tell. My personal vote is gonna go for The Last of Us because I really enjoyed the show and I really enjoyed the game. When it goes to best multiplayer games, we have Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played this one with Armea back in the days when she used to be with us on the channel. I'll be talking about that some other time. Diablo 4, I played with Armea. We had a glass when it comes to gameplay, but it still lacked a lot of content back in the days. Party Animals, I think it's a great game if you want to have a good fun. We played Gang Beast and we had a lot of fun when it comes to that, and I think it's a great party game. Well, hence the name, and yeah, it's awesome. Street Fighter 6, I've heard so many good things about this game, being multiplayer and all, being able to make your characters however you like. I think it's really cool, and for sure a lot of people will enjoy it. Super Mario Bros. Wonder, I've heard so many good things about this one, and I think it's a fun time. My personal vote, I think it's gonna go for Diablo, simply with the fact that I played this game and I can speak from my honest opinion while I enjoyed it. It was a fun multiplayer game and it was the only one that I played, but I'm pretty sure that other people will be voting for other games on this list. For best sports and racing games, oh, this is a tough one because I normally don't play that many sports. I do like racing games, so I'm more inclined to pick those. So we have EA Sports FC 24, which I'm pretty sure is gonna win because of the fact that the whole rebranding thing, and right now it's, and as ever, it's the hottest on the market. F23, I'm not sure if I've ever heard much about it. I'm not really keen on F1 kind of racing games. Forza Motorsports, I think if you are enjoying the Forza Horizon games, you're more likely to enjoy this one. Hot Wheels Unleashed 2, again, I don't know much about it. I've only heard that the first one was quite great and fun. The Crew Motorfest, this one is from Ubisoft, yes, and trying to get some elements that are very similar to Forza Horizon, but personally I think Forza Motorsport is gonna take the cake for me. But to be honest, I think EA Sports is gonna take the lead on this one, simply because a lot of people are playing football and they love that one. I'm surprised that NBA is not over there, but heck, that's what it is. Best sim strategy games, Advance Wars 1 and 2, The Reboot Camp. I think I've heard about this game, but I never played it, so I don't know much about it. City Skylines 2. Oh, there's a lot of things I can talk about this game. The core game is awesome. The only problem with this game is the fact that it's poorly optimized, and a lot of people are disappointed because of that issue. Company of Heroes 3, I haven't played it, but I played the second one and the first one, and I really loved the first one. I played very few hours of the second one. I don't think I liked it as much, but I really enjoyed the campaign of the first one. Then Fire Emblem Engage, again, great game from what I've heard, but I personally didn't play it. Pikmin 4, another great game from Nintendo, so I've heard a lot of things that it's fun, but my personal vote is gonna go for City Skylines 2, simply because I love city builders, and I would like it to get nominees for the simple fact that it's a great city builder. Best family games, so we have Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Personally, I think Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the perfect one for family, simply the fact that it's overall the best of all on this list. Party Animals would fall as second, and probably Disney Illusion Island would be as third. Sonic would be as fourth, and Pikmin, I didn't even know that you can actually play Pikmin multiplayer, but I guess you can. But my vote is gonna go for Super Mario Bros. Best fighting games, well, now we have a couple of them. So God of Rock, which I personally never heard about. The second one is Mortal Kombat 1. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, and I've heard quite a bit about it. It's quite fun. And Pocket Bravery, didn't hear about this one. And Street Fighter 6. Now, I know for a fact that Street Fighter 6 have been quite well received when it comes to what it was before and how it is today. They innovated quite a lot, and I think personally it's gonna take the cake this year. I did enjoy Mortal Kombat 11, and Mortal Kombat 1 is just a little bit more improved overall, but I think Street Fighter 6 is gonna take the cake. Although, for me, Mortal Kombat 1 would be the one that I would wish that would win. I personally think that Capcom really did a great job with this one. Best RPGs, well, this category has no adversaries when we're talking about Baldur's Gate 3 here, but we're still gonna mention the fact that Final Fantasy 16 is great. Lies of P, I'm surprised that it's more considered an RPG, but we'll go into that. Sea of Stars is also a great indie game that if you haven't heard about it, you're hearing it now, which is great. And Starfield, to be honest, it could have been the game of the year because it was probably the most anticipated game of all because of the fact the scale itself. But overall, I think Baldur's Gate 3 is just taking the cake for the simple fact that there's no other adversary on the content and all the things that you can do. Armea really loved this game to bits before it actually was popular, before everybody picked it up and started playing during alpha periods, and she was like, oh Stan, you gotta play this game is awesome. So I've heard so much about this one and I'm excited to play this one, but I do want to play Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 in order for me to kind of get attached to some of the characters, although I know that a lot of them are being newly introduced. But my vote is definitely gonna go for Baldur's Gate 3. Best action adventure game. Now we have Alan Wake 2, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Personally, I think that Spider-Man 2 is gonna take the cake on this one. It's probably the most action-based of all the games on this list, and it's sheer fun and you can do so many great things, and yeah, that personally it's gonna take for me. For other people it might be Star Wars Jedi Survivor, but for me that's what it is. Alan Wake 2 and Resident Evil 4 are more horror, while The Legend of Zelda seems more like a sandbox experience and an open world adventure. So yeah, when it comes to best action games, we have Armored Core 6, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, and Remnant 2. These are great games, and I only played one, which is Remnant 2. I did enjoy Ghost Runner 1 quite a lot, to be honest. A very tough game. It's a lot of fun. Armored Core, I've heard so many good things about this game as well. It deserves to be in this list for the sheer amount of things that you can do. And Dead Island took a lot of people by surprise for simply the fact that people were expecting to be a mediocre type of game. The critics were talking about it, so I'm surprised that it held it up even though it had so many delays. So I'm really happy for them. My vote is gonna go for Ghost Runner 2 because I enjoyed the first one and I think that the second one improves over the other, so that would be my vote overall. Best VR games. Now I personally don't play VR because I don't have a VR headset, but I've heard so many good things about Humanity. Another great game is Resident Evil Village in VR if you're into horror and you want to have a great experience. Synapse, I'm not sure, I never heard about it. Horizon Call of the Mountain, I've heard it's a great climbing game. And Gran Turismo 7, I've heard that it's a great VR experience. Now if I'm thinking about it, I think my vote is gonna go for Gran Turismo 7, simply the fact that the immersive experience, you cannot find anything like it in racing games, and more racing games should have this kind of experience. So yeah, Gran Turismo. Best mobile game. I don't play mobile games. Well, not these ones, but Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. I believe this is the not the remake, but the remastered version of the original Final Fantasy VII. Hello Kitty Island Adventure, never heard about it, but it's a brand that a lot of people love. Honkai Star Rail, I heard so many good things about this game. I have this game installed. I didn't play it yet. Monster Hunter Now, if you're a fan of Pokemon Go, this one is a great one. I really enjoy Monster Hunter World. And yeah, Terra Nil, this one, I think it's a PC game as well, from what I remember. But my personal vote is gonna go for Honkai Star Rail. It's a game that has some visuals that I'm honestly impressed. The gameplay, I've heard so many good things about it that is awesome. And the story is quite interesting. So yeah, definitely. Best debut indies, we have Cocoon, Dredge, Pizza Tower, Vemba, and Viewfinder. I've heard so many good things about Cocoon as being a really good puzzle game by Annapurna. Dredge, I may have played this game and she enjoyed it. It was really fun. Pizza Tower, never heard about it. Sorry. I've heard about Vemba. That is a really cool cultural game, very relaxing and whatnot. Viewfinder, I've heard so many good things about it as being an excellent puzzle game where you to get to play with perspectives and whatnot. So that's really interesting. I think my vote is gonna go for Cocoon because I heard that is a really, really good game and it's worth checking out. Best independent game, we seem to have a lot of them that are being here, but they're incredibly good games. So we have Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Sea of Stars, and Viewfinder. Now personally, I would go for Sea of Stars, simply the fact that I think it would be the type of game that I would personally enjoy. Except the RPGs section where we've seen it, I would really want it to succeed. Dave the Diver, I've heard so many good things about it, so excellent games nonetheless if you're into this kind of game. So my vote is gonna go for Sea of Stars for the simple fact that this game looks gorgeous and it's an excellent JRPG. Best community support, we have Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, sorry, and No Man's Sky. So recognizing a game for outstanding community support, I would give this vote to Baldur's Gate for the simple fact that after they launched the game and the way they were communicating with their audience throughout their whole journey from early access to the full release of the game, they did an incredible job at communicating this aspect. So my vote will go for Baldur's Gate 3. I do think that the redemption of Cyberpunk is great and I'm really happy for them. No Man's Sky would be an obvious option if the other two wouldn't be over here, for the simple fact that they keep crushing it, even though when they first started they were not the most well received, especially they promised so many things and they haven't actually done them. So yes, my vote is definitely gonna go for Baldur's Gate because of the sheer amount of communication from their leadership. Sven is an incredible leader and I really enjoyed just simply listening to his stories and his experience in his own game. And yeah, it's an incredible team. Larian Studios, you guys are doing incredible work and I really appreciate the games that you put out and the amount of work that you put out. So yeah, my vote goes to you guys. Best ongoing games, we have Apex Legends, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact. Well, this is a tough one, but I think that the cake is gonna go for Fortnite. I don't personally play Fortnite, but with the new release of the Fortnite OG, a lot of people are really happy about this one, and I think it's definitely gonna win this time around. Of course, Cyberpunk would be as well for their hard work in trying to redeem themselves and getting the game on the ground. Genshin Impact is not a game that I play, but I've heard so many good things about it. Final Fantasy 14 as well is a good one, and Apex Legends is great as well, but personally I think Fortnite is gonna take the cake this time. Games for impact, for thought-provoking games with a pro-social meaning or message. This might be a bit tough one because I've not played any of these games. I did talk about Goodbye Volcano High, so A Space for the Unbound, never heard about this game and I feel like I should have known it based on the art style. Looks really, really nice. Chants of Senar, never heard about this one. And Terra Nil and Vemba, I've heard about Vemba as well as being really, really nice. It would be really tough to decide. I'll vote Space for the Unbound, simply for the fact that I think it's something that I would like to play. It looks interesting. I haven't actually checked it, as I said, as I freestyle it, but it would be probably something that I would be much more inclined to try out. The other games I don't know much about. Goodbye Volcano High might not be for me because I am a bit much more older now. I do not have the same, you know, teen or high school kind of a mentality anymore going forward, so it might reflect with them. But yeah, for me this is gonna be the one, and I'm probably gonna check this game out after this because it seems interesting. Innovation in accessibility. So when it comes to accessibility, I don't think there's any other question that one of the best ones that I've heard so far are from Sony. Mortal Kombat 1 also has a very interesting one, especially the fact that they serve for blind people, where they describe the whole actions and it's really gruesome, which I find it's really, really fun. I don't remember Diablo having any kind of accessibility. Hi-Fi Rush, don't know much about it. Forza Motorsports, don't know much about it. Neither do I know about Street Fighter 6. So my vote is gonna go for for Spider-Man 2. Simply the fact that Sony does not disappoint when it comes to this kind of innovations, when it comes to accessibility. They really like to make things accessible for people to try out their games and play. And every time I picked up a Sony game, I'm never disappointed for the sheer amount of hard work that they put in this kind of things. But my second vote would probably go for Mortal Kombat 1. Best performance, let's see, we have Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16. I finally put the face with the voice because I've heard about Ben Starr multiple times from Kind of Funny, a podcast that I listen to quite often. Cameron from Star Wars Jedi Survivors, I didn't play it. Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, Idris, and I know him, but again, I don't know his performance in the game. From Alan Wake 2, I think she might be Saga, I'm not sure about it. Neil Newborn, I think he's from Baldur's Gate. He is the vampire in there, and his performance is very well received. And then you have Yuri from Marvel Spider-Man. I'm not sure who that guy is in Spider-Man, so I'm really sorry about this. So I've heard Ben Starr, he sounds great over the microphone, so my vote is gonna go for him, although I know that Neil might be my second vote for simply the fact that he's an excellent voice actor. But Ben Starr, I think he did a great job. I really like his voice, and yeah, my vote goes for him. Best audio, oh well, this because I didn't play any of the games except the original Dead Space, it's hard to say which one has the best audio. I would conclude that Alan Wake 2 has probably the best audio when it comes to that, for the simple fact that I don't doubt the fact that Resident Evil 4 does a great job when it comes to that. I don't know about Spider-Man 2, and Hi-Fi Rush has great music and all, so my vote is gonna go for Alan Wake 2. Best score and music, a very tough one, and personally I don't even know be exact which one I'm gonna pick, but I've heard so many good things about the Final Fantasy games having incredible music and stuff like that, so I think my vote is definitely gonna go for Final Fantasy 16 on this case, for the simple fact that I don't think that they disappoint on the fact that they deliver some epic music that is worth listening in battles. Best art direction, so we have Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Lies of P, Super Mario Bros, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Personally, I think they all are gorgeous looking games, but I think Alan Wake really stands out for me. I personally prefer more the realistic kind of visuals and whatnot, and I think it really stands out. The Legend of Zelda might have a little bit of improved graphics. It's a good looking game, but because of the fact that it's still running on an old system like the Nintendo Switch, it's hard to really see it in its fullest glory. Lies of P, it's also a very gorgeous game, so my vote is gonna go for Alan Wake 2. Best narrative, so we have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Final Fantasy 16, and Marvel Spider-Man 2. So I've heard so many good things about Alan Wake, and it came by a surprise for many people, but I think the narrative will go for Baldur's Gate 3 for the simple fact that it has so much content when it comes to the role-playing aspect, the D&D in it. It's so complex, the narrative and the storyteller is incredible, so my vote is gonna go for Baldur's Gate 3. Best game direction, so awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I'm surprised I didn't manage to actually give a vote to Legend of Zelda. I think it's a great game, and if it wasn't for other games that I would enjoy from this category, I'll probably vote for that one, simply because it's Legend of Zelda. And Breath of the Wild, I enjoyed it, but I didn't finish it, so I have to return and play it. So when it comes to best game direction, it's very tough. I would like to vote between Alan Wake and Baldur's Gate 3 for the simple fact that both of them have changed so much the whole aspect, and because I was listening carefully about what people have to say. As I said, I'm listening to podcasts and I'm trying to catch up to be up to date to newer games, so I know exactly what is fresh and what is kicking. I've heard so many good things about Alan Wake story and the way it changed over the course of so many years compared to the original, so my vote is gonna go for for Alan Wake 2. And finally, game of the year. So obviously we have an incredible list over here. We have Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And as I said, if you were to pick them in any way, I think these games would crush. But today we have to vote which game is gonna take the cake. My personal vote goes to, drumroll, Baldur's Gate 3. Simply because I heard so many good things about it. I'm a fan of RPGs and I really want this game to succeed, as it came out of nowhere. It surprised so many people for the creativity, the D&D aspect, and everything that it has to offer. So I think it's an incredible game. Alan Wake 2 would be probably my second vote. Spider-Man 2 is pretty much an improved version over the first one. So goes for Legend of Zelda. They're obviously much more greater. Resident Evil 4, I'm surprised that it's on this list, but it's a really good remake. So if you ever consider playing the original, maybe you can play it in a newer form like that. Super Mario Bros. Is probably a wonderful game to play in a party with family and friends, but it wouldn't be in my personal vote. So as I said, Baldur's Gate goes simply because I love RPGs and I love when they have the creative freedom to tell a story however you like, and I heard so many good things about it. I do not know how the ending of the game is, so maybe it doesn't have as a strong ending as maybe Alan Wake has or other games on this list, but still I think for the gameplay and the fun aspect, and if you are a fan of turn-based strategy games or turn-based RPGs, you're definitely gonna enjoy Baldur's Gate 3. So if you haven't considered it, maybe it would be a great time. So my vote is definitely going for Baldur's Gate 3. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about this list? Of course, this is my opinion. You can vote yours and I would be happy to hear in the comment section below, what did you vote for? So write down, I will be checking every single comment and I honestly appreciate it. I hope you liked this type of format of video. I normally don't do this kind where I show myself, but I thought that, you know what, I'm gonna do it raw, and I really enjoyed this one. It was fun. It was a bit weird to do this one knowing that I'm doing this whole thing while I'm filming, but let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it. So yeah, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this kind of video, you can give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. As well, if you're new to the channel and you want to see more content regarding gaming, you want to see more content regarding listings, more reviews, and more game recommendations, as well as guides, just like the other ones that I made on this channel, you can subscribe to our channel and we would appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Vashal, this is Tailplay, and as always, stay safe, take care, and happy gaming.